watch this hockey game. I know a lot of you probably do and then come to these videos for additional analysis, and that's great, but some of you probably also consume the game by my reviews, and I appreciate that a lot. But if there is a hockey game this year that you need to watch from the Colorado Avalanche, it's this one. Watch this one. Do it. If you haven't, do it. Just do it. Avs win. Avs won. They won that game somehow. I'm pretty sure that they won. They won. Avs won. They won this game somehow. Did I die and go to heaven? That's like as reasonable of an answer to the outcome of this game as like actually what happened. The Avs dominated the possession game for the majority of this game, but were also bad for probably the majority of this game. And then they were really spectacularly, unbelievably good when they had to be. Seriously. If you are getting someone into hockey, show them this game. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's wild. In the first period, the Avs were what I would call fake good. They dominate puck possession. They completely crush Vegas in that metric, but they don't actually do anything with it. Now, some of this, a lot of credit to Vegas for blocking a ton of shots. They did that all game long, and the Avs at times struggled to break through that. But the Avs were also just struggling to do effective things offensively. Some of this is clear sloppy rust from it being 3 days off and the Avs having to travel the same day, some of it being a lack of legs because of that. There are reasons here for this, but this first period looked a lot like the Carolina Hurricanes, where they're going to get an extremely high shot volume, but not going to be all that scary. On the high danger chances in the first, the Avs did get. Most of them were either flubbed or not effective. You combine that with an early goal for Vegas, and you get fake good. Vegas can win the ozone faceoff back here to get possession of this puck, and all you need to watch is this battle between Josh Manson and Alex Holtz. Josh Manson is 6'3", 220. Alex Holtz is 6 foot, 198. There is no explainable reason for Josh Manson to lose this positional and strength battle. Absolutely none. As the puck comes through, Manson just loses it clean. Can't lift the stick, can't play the body. He just gets out-muscled, and it's in the back of the Avs net because of it. Every single player on the Avs was bad for a stretch of this hockey game. All of them. The worst play of the night may well have been Marty Necas, who comes back as maybe the most important player, or certainly one of them for Colorado at the end of this game. But here's the thing. Marty Necas is paid to be an offensive juggernaut, score a bunch of points, do all that type of stuff. He's not paid to be effective defensively. Every player on the ice is paid to do a job. And of course, that job generally is hockey, if you want to be vague, sure, but why do you pay players, right? You pay a Sam Girard to be a good puck-moving defenseman, to be effective with his passes, and to help the Avs in that way, and to be a point producer, which, by the way, he's been doing a really good job of lately. A Jack Drury, you pay to be a quality depth center for you, win a bunch of faceoffs, and be elite defensively, which, by the way, he was really bad in this game at doing that. But there are reasons you pay each player and expectations of them. That goal, that is what Josh Manson is supposed to be good at doing for the Colorado Avalanche. His whole thing defensively is to be big, strong, win positional battles, and stop players from getting to the net. And he didn't do it at all against Alexander Holtz. Now, the Burns-Manson pairing was absolutely apocalyptically bad in this game. I mean, truly, I do not think they could have played much worse. And I am willing to chalk a lot of that up to this being that weird same-day travel nonsense game, but also that needs to stop immediately. Both teams trade power plays that do not score. It would be the Avs' only power play of the game. It looked horrible, but it just not really a lot of impact in this game. It's not worth talking about because there's way too much other stuff too. The Avs go into the second period down 1. Not horrible, but not good. And then in the second period, it's the Avs' worst period of the game by far. I know they scored 2 goals in this period, and those goals are basically made up nonsense. But first, they have to give up a goal less than a minute into the period. What is developing as a nice play from your top line as Landy drops this to MacKinnon. MacKinnon is going to go backhand sauce across to Devon Toews. Now, this isn't the beautiful, perfect pass in the world. It's not going to be set up in Toews' wheelhouse, but if Toews as a defenseman is going to pinch, he's got to get something on this. He can't just whiff entirely as he does, take himself out of the play, and create a 2-on-1 the other way for Vegas. Despite Makar doing an okay job here, he gets a good portion of this pass. It still gets through, and Toews just never is able to get himself back into the play, and it's in the Avs net. I think it's fair to have a little bit of concern about Devon Taves. I'm not overly concerned with his offense like some people are, and yeah, of course I would like more, but I am concerned when plays start turning into bad things on the defensive end because of either a missed puck or mismanagement or whatever it have you from Devon. The Avs kind of need him to clean some of this stuff up. A large reason why the Avs ended up in a massive hole in this game multiple times is because your top two defensive pairings were just downright terrible. Thankfully, the Avs have the Sams, by far their best defensive pairing, and boy did they do some heavy lifting in this one, including getting the Avs' first goal. Some initial hard work and good puck work from Girard is given a little bit of reward, I guess. Vegas finally mismanages a puck in a situation here that allows the Avs to maintain possession. Malinsky's going to find Girard again down in deep, and Girard is set up to do a little chip pass to the middle. He's looking for Lehkonen on this one to try and get it here. I don't know that this is a perfect play, but for whatever reason it works. As he chips it to the middle, Lehkonen just kind of throws his stick in there to create chaos, and an unbelievable bounce somehow goes in. I'm pretty confident you could set that play up 10,000 times and try to make that goal happen again, and it would not happen a single time. This feels like a bit of a byproduct of a system that Vegas plays where they pack that central area, the slot area, and you put bodies there if you're the Avs too. You create a little chaos, something weird happens. Sometimes the pucks are going to bounce in, but that one seems extreme. That gets the Avs on the board. You're hopeful that that can shake off some of the gross, sloppy hockey they've been playing and maybe find their legs a little bit, and it really doesn't do that, but a straight-up made-up goal goes the Avs' way. Avs going with their full breakout here, and Malinsky does a great job. Vegas gives him room to skate, so he just takes it all the way to the blue line, gets the Avs in the zone here, and then puts a nice pass to Necas, as typical Gabe Landeskog chaos on the other side of the ice. Necas doesn't find a ton here, just gets enough room to get a shot off, and it's not a good shot. This shot is headed to somewhere over here, maybe in the corner, but there's a Vegas defenseman in the way that has hip bones, and those hip bones score. So either Marty Necas is a 17D galaxy-brained mastermind that knew exactly what he was doing there, throwing that puck at a defenseman to bounce off him and into the net, or Marty Necas was going to miss the net by like 4 feet, and that was a horrible shot that ended up getting a ridiculously good bounce. I'm pretty sure it's the latter of those two. God knows in this game they don't ask how, they just ask how many, and that gets the Avs to tied. This is a gift. The Avs do not deserve to be tied 2-2 in this game, despite their better end of the possession. They've played like garbage in a lot of aspects of this game, and they are very lucky to be at 2-2. Almost as if to prove my point, 90 seconds after the Avs tie it up, they're down by 2 again. Vegas with an initial shot attempt that ends up going wide into the corner. Kivi Ranta gets clean possession of it and just puts a pretty weak backhanded clear up the boards. The Avs' fourth line really struggled against this Vegas in this game. They did not do a lot of effective hockey, and this one happens to burn them as the puck comes across the middle. A little slide pass sets up I call it a clapper, a slapper, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this hits Parker Kelly's stick the way Wedgwood reacts, but it just kind of goes right into the middle of the net, and he doesn't stop it. Another puck that just squibbles away from Devon Taves without doing anything effective gives Vegas this initial possession, and they break out quickly. They jump on the gas here, and you're going to see the problem. Nichushkin in the middle of the ice turns to skate backwards here, which normally would be fine. Nichushkin's a great forechecker. He loves hunting pucks. He's really good at that type of thing. The problem is Nichushkin is the F3. He's the deepest forward back, so he has to be the forward getting back and defending to prevent odd man rush situations. And there's a guy in his blind spot that's about to beat him up the ice. Nichushkin just gets caught a little bit here, can't get himself back into the play, and doesn't do anything effective as they streak down the ice in a nice little tip redirect to get the goal. On the first one, I'm going to give Wedgwood the benefit of the doubt that it hit Parker Kelly's stick or something to change the angle, because if that didn't happen, that might be the worst goal he's ever given up in his career. On the second one, Nichushkin just gets caught sleeping. The exact type of play you expect for a team struggling to find their legs in a weird same-day travel game, that kind of stuff. And I was cooked. At that point, I had absolutely chalked this up as a loss. I had zero faith that the Avs were going to come back. Not even be competitive was where I was at for the rest of this game. I thought it was done. And the fact that the Avs can't muster a goal through the rest of the second period to cut the lead back to 1 just further solidified that thought in my mind. And then the third period of this game happened. Despite the good puck possession numbers through the first 2 periods of this game, I really do think this is kind of the worst version of the Avs that you can get in the first 40 minutes. And from the third period and beyond was the absolute best version of the Avs. They looked absurdly good. I do not believe there is a team in the league that can even compete with the version of the Avs that you got in this third period. They're going to blow everybody out of the water when they play like that. What helps the Avs maybe more than anything in this game is a shooting mentality from Marty Necas. An initial chance from Vegas gets stopped, and it's the Avs' turn to step on the gas and get going the right direction. Necas is able to get a puck free, and the Avs are off on an odd man 3-on-2 rush. Nothing fancy here. MacKinnon just gets it to Necas. Necas uses as much space as he's given and then fires, and it goes in the net. The Avs cut the lead to 1 there with your best players showing up and getting it done. Necas in particular, yeah, I mean, maybe it ramps off the D-man stick or whatever, but that's his second goal of the game, and the Avs are all of a sudden on fire. Actual shots on goal were 13-3. And I know I just talked about how there were some fake possession goodness in the first 2 periods. None of this was fake. The Avs were absolutely jamming it down Vegas's throat in the third. The only thing that could stop the Avs was some questionable reffing, but after that first goal, they kill a penalty, and then what do? You go and score again. Avs breaking out, changing. Necas, who's feeling himself at this point, does some high-level puck work through the neutral zone and kind of embarrasses Vegas to get the Avs into the offensive zone before dishing off. That's the type of Necas stuff you love to see when he's confident. This puck gets up to Sam Malinsky high in the zone. Doesn't overthink. Slap puck at net. Good thing happened. Nathan MacKinnon sneakily drifting in here undetected as well. Worth noting. Carter Hart definitely wants this one back, but the puck squibs through. It's in behind him right now, and that Nathan MacKinnon closes the distance with 1 step to make sure this one goes in. 2 things on this one. 1, Sam Malinsky is love. Sam Malinsky is life. A 3-point night for him. I think you could make an argument that he was the Avs' best player in this game. The underlying numbers are absolutely ridiculous for him on a night where most of the defense was actively bad. And the fact that the Avs have that in the bag as their 6th D is an unbelievable boon. What do you do against this team? But also, Nathan MacKinnon. Through the first 40 minutes of this game, Nathan MacKinnon was maybe the most frustrating player in the game for me. Through significant portions, he just seemed uninterested, which is somehow even worse than when he's upset and throwing stupid fits when he turns the puck over. At least then he's showing some emotion and that he's engaged in the game and trying to win. In the first 40 minutes, he looked like he didn't even want to be there. And then he shows up in the third period and is the best player on the planet. There's nothing you can say but tip your cap and go, I love it. I love watching that guy play. He drives me crazy on occasion, but I keep tuning in because of periods like this where he is him. The Avs have somehow erased another 2-goal deficit and tied this game again. Another penalty gets taken. I refrain from mentioning anything about the refs. The Avs kill that penalty too, and here we go. You have less than 10 minutes left in the game, and it's tied 4-4. Less than 5 minutes left in the game, and it's tied 4-4. And the Avs do an oopsie. Vegas on a pretty typical breakout. You pause it right here, and there is nothing wrong. The Avs have 3 guys behind Vegas's 3 primary attackers. You should be totally fine here. Both your defenders are back and have the play in front of them. This is not dangerous, but as Sam Girard plays the puck carrier, which he should, Burns is going to take the guy on the opposite lane across the ice. Marty Necas just kind of gets lost. He just stops being effective defensively. He's fast. He absolutely is capable of keeping up in a situation like this. He just stops skating, starts puck watching, and then realizes, oh God, I've given my guy a clean lane to the net. Oh no. And yeah, he gets cooked. I mean, at least this is not new and unusual. We know Marty Necas is bad defensively. We've seen that before. And once again, the Avs are not supposed to win this game from here. This should be over. This is a pretty typical story of a hockey game if you don't look at how the bread got made. It's 5-4 Vegas at the end of a game that they've led almost the entirety of. The Avs had a valiant comeback effort, but just fall a little bit short. But this is the 25-26 Colorado Avalanche in the third period. You don't just put this team away. That doesn't just happen. Vegas had yet to lose when going into the third period with a lead. Avs had something to say about that. Colorado puts their best players out on the ice, and when they put their mind to it, I don't believe there is anyone in the NHL that can stop them. Too long to show it all, but the Avs win an ozone faceoff with an empty net here to keep them in possession, and no empty netter nonsense where the Avs lose this game if that happens. Instead, they have Vegas on the ropes, working hard to earn pucks and continue the fight going in the offensive zone here. They keep finding the wins. They have their best players out there. Makar and Nelson doing a lot of the work up high here, allowing guys like Necas to sneak in and MacKinnon to play the half wall. It's a good different look. I don't hate it, even if I didn't love it at the moment. It certainly ends up panning out as Vegas kind of gets a little bit stagnant in their defense here. This puck comes over to MacKinnon. MacKinnon uses the space he's given, and Vegas, puck watching, kids. 1, 2, 3. I guess he's looking at his teammate. I don't really know what he's looking at. 4 of Vegas's players watching the Nathan MacKinnon show. He draws them in. He draws them in. He opens up just enough of a gap for Lehkonen to be in the slot, and he finds the pass, and Lehkonen puts the finish home. Good stick, Lehkonen. Genuinely some incredible work from Nathan MacKinnon too, though. That's all world, all superstar stuff. The Avs had not used that bumper play essentially at all in this game. And in the clutch moment, Nathan MacKinnon manipulates the defense, finds the soft area with Lehkonen, and gets the Avs tied again. Just absolute wholesale pandemonium. I cannot do this game justice. At very least, go watch the third period, because it might be the best I've seen the Colorado Avalanche play hockey in years. I just love hockey, dude. Stuff like this is awesome. Game goes to overtime. The Avs completely dominate overtime. Vegas doesn't even look particularly competitive for most of it, but everyone knows the Avs are horrible in the shootout, and that's what Vegas plays for, and they managed to get it there. Here we go again. Fully expect the Avs to lose in a shootout. And they don't. And who are the heroes for the Colorado Avalanche in the shootout? It's the guys you would expect. Guys who have struggled to do anything effective in shootouts. Marty Necas gets one on the board for the Avs that the Avs needed because Vegas is able to match it with Mitch Marner. And then Nathan MacKinnon scores the game-winning shootout goal. Wedgwood did have to make another save. Wedgwood did a great job. He stopped the first one. He stopped the last one. He stopped one more in there. 3 out of 4. Pretty good stuff. At this point, this team is undeniable. They're the best team in the NHL. Hands down, full stop, no getting around it. Are they going to lose more games? Yeah, eventually. But boy, it doesn't seem like they're going to lose a lot this year. It is game 37 of the season. We are not even halfway through the year yet. And I know there's a big playoffs looming at the end of this year, and in some ways this regular season doesn't matter very much at all to Colorado because it's the playoffs where they have to perform. I know all of that, and it's still true. But while you're living this, enjoy every second of it. What the Avs are doing, you are not going to see them do again. Maybe ever. Maybe any team in the NHL ever. Live it up with stuff like this. Ride the roller coaster. I certainly rode the roller coaster in this game. What a ridiculousness. Science can't explain it at this point. The Avs are banking in pucks off of people left and right. They're making great plays. They're making terrible plays, and they're still winning. I do analysis in these videos. I break down the goals. I do my best to try and communicate that type of information to people. There's something about this team that cannot be communicated. It just has to be experienced. Go watch this team. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. I am Rudo, and go away, Carter Hart.